Kicking off through the weekend vibes. Fins talk, we go live. Bobby fans and fish Hank. Miami Dolphins, we got your back. Saturday noon is the place to be. Catching Dolphins talking fantasy. From the field to the fan debate. Fins talk today, don't be late. Fins up, we ride until the end. With Bobby and Hank, they're your best friends. Podcast popping every week, no delay. Join the crew, Fins talk today. Live chat and stats so prime. Miami hustle all the time. News and views will pave the way. Dive on in, it's Fins talk today. Top plays and what went wrong. Breaking down each game so strong. Fans united, feel the beat. Fins talk, family can't be beat. Fins up, we ride until the end. With Bobby and Hank, they're your best friends. Podcast popping every week, no delay. Join the crew, Fins talk today. Fins up, we ride until the end with Bobby.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to a regular season edition, the first of the season, Fins Talk today here on FTSN. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, joined always by Fish Tank. Oh, wait, Hank ain't here. I got Fins Sammy of Fins TV, special guest.
Just parachute from a plane. I'm here. I just dropped in here, so let's do this.
All right, man. No, I'm excited. I'm grateful for you to be here. Hope all is well with Fish Tank. All is good. He was probably partying all night for the regular season.
Yeah.
He's probably all hyped up on that Mountain Dew, so that's okay. But we got a fun show to discuss. Lou's already in the house. Lou, of course, Lou from Dade. We got Zach. Great to see you, my man. And people are dropping in from all our socials and YouTube. You know, wherever you are, hit that. If you're on YouTube or anywhere other than YouTube, hop on over here. Hit that subscribe button. A lot of great stuff, not only on Fins Talk today, but FTSN. Starting, of course, our Dolphins coverage this week was Fins TV Plus with Fins Sammy. Sammy coming over from Fins TV, bringing some of that Latin flavor over to FTSN. My man, how was it? How was your first debut episode of Fins TV Plus on Thursday night?
Well, we're still looking for our identity in Fins TV Plus. But Eddie Chapo's great. We had 2023 Fan of the Year, Mary Johnson. She's just an awesome fan, an awesome person. She loves her Colts, of course, and she does has a lot of passion for the community. So we had a nice conversation with the Colts. But she's confident the Colts are winning. Eddie Chapo also feels the Colts to win, but he does that kind of reverse thing that he tries to go against thing because if he does the reverse thing, he goes the way he wants to. So I'm not surprised he picked the Colts, but I had the Dolphins winning. But we'll talk about that later.
We will, and but one thing we can talk about right now. As we get close, we'll talk about the game, but the regular season is officially here. This is a regular season edition. There's no more what ifs, none of that crap. It's time. This is it. It's all on the line. People are playing fantasy football. It matters. The drafts matter now. We have pick'em leagues, as in Fins TV Pick'em, which is a pretty big deal in the Dolphins fandom verse right now. And I will say I'm still undefeated. Thank you, Chargers. Appreciate you. Thank you, Eagles. Even though I was close to picking the Cowboys just because everybody was picking against them, I was like, I may go Cowboys. Then I was smart enough not to do it. But football is finally here. This is awesome. It matters. And, of course, Dolphins play tomorrow. What's up, True Blazer? Good afternoon. Cap, what's up, my brother? Great to see you. Yeah, but Sammy, getting to watch real football, my man. Like, what did you think of yesterday's game? If you got a chance, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I watched
it. Totally went over my head until I was on YouTube. I was getting ready for all the shows because I created this one and I created pregame. I was doing edits for post-game. And all of a sudden I'm on YouTube and I see the getting ready, the Chargers and the Chiefs. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, so tell me, what did you think of that game and Justin Herbert getting up one on Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs?
So weird, right? To have a game on Friday that's not Black Friday, because the recent years it used to be so. The NFL used to be out of Fridays of football because the high school football usually on Friday, so they made a habit of not having games on Friday. But in recent year with the Black Friday games that we have football on Friday now for the first time a season opener on Friday. So Jim Harbaugh is a real deal. I know not everybody believes in Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, yeah, Jim Harbaugh, right? John Harbaugh is the one with the Ravens. But he's a real deal. He was a real deal with the Raiders. He was a real deal with the 49ers. He was a real deal in Michigan and Stanford. Everywhere he's been, he was win, and he knows how to pick his job. So he did the right thing to go into LA. I was still waiting for Herbie to be Herbie, through that famous fourth quarter interception to give the Chiefs the chance to win the game, but it was too much for them. The Chargers played a very, very prepared game. They were prepared for the game, and they put a huge win for them. So,
absolutely, and we discussed it actually on a couple shows back. I think that division we talked about on East 10th Street Boys actually with Alex. That division is going to be tough. It's not going to be some easy thing with the Chiefs this year. The Broncos look like they are coming. The Chargers, people sleep on them a lot. And then, the Raiders are the Raiders. That looks like they're further down the line, but they could flip a switch and shock a lot of people. I mean, they got Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, who looked great in Seattle, Aston Jet Deep, who could end up being Rookie of the Year, maybe. So that division is going to be fun. And yesterday kind of proved that. Talking about Miami, the Dolphins, they released their week 1 depth chart. And, let me get that up here for a minute, see if I can pull that up. If it starts to slow down on me, I will wait it out. But you go to the week 1 depth chart.
I'm not no real surprise. Depth charts because, but I'm not a huge believer in my depth charts because, he might have a depth chart. And then when the game's here, someone starts and the other one plays more, or it is what it is with Mike McDaniel. So I'm where's he stands when I need him to back him up on this, but I'm not a huge believer in Mike McDaniel this chart for sure.
Absolutely not. And that's why I look at it and right away, the first name you see on there is Darren Waller as the tight end, who hasn't had any kind of reps at all, but he's our starter. But hey, here's some fun news if you haven't seen it already. He more than likely won't play. He's doubtful. He had a setback. He never had a set forward, but he had a setback. So more than likely, it's Julian Hill and Tanner Connor will be your 1-2 at tight end. I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw, when I see Darren Waller out of the game, I didn't feel any certain way about it other than I'm like, oh my God, this is a huge loss because I don't even know if it was a loss. To me, it's like an OBJ situation. That's what it is to me. It's this year's OBJ because, you could have put Julian Hill as a starter and Darren Waller as a backup, and I still would feel the same about the tight end room. I don't feel anything about our tight end room. So what was your reaction seeing Darren Waller now listed as doubtful and even Coach McDaniel saying, I don't really see him playing?
Waller is just a latest recipient of the Miami Dolphins retirement grant because they always do that. They find a player every single year that is the end of his career. If you're not Will Fuller every single year, OBJ, every single year they find someone who's going to come to Miami for that deal that you probably it's like, why did they do that? And then, he doesn't end up playing. So I'm basically not surprised. I have no expectation for him this year.
No.
We probably had the weakest tight end unit in the whole NFL. They had a chance to sign the tight end. I'm bravehearting here, but that was in Seattle. He ended up signing with the Bengals.
Pharaoh Brown.
Yeah. But it is what it is. They always do that. They find a way that player that you just know that is not going to contribute, but they feel they do. They will. And at the end of the day, he just takes the money and goes home with the last year of his career. Happened to OBJ, happened to Will Fuller. It is what it is. I have no expectation for him right now.
It seems like a Chris Greer recipe. He'll find someone either about to retire or retired and bring them out. He just maybe find the wrong retiree. There's a few retirees we could look at and go, hey, go get him. It's like they never go get that guy. There might be one there that we like. We could go get him, and it's like, no, we're gonna go get this guy who should not even be made. But it is what it is. But offensive line, at least the starters look All right, I mean, it looks like how you want to look at. They're all going to be available. Maybe James Daniels. There's a question mark on there. Again, it did the game. It has not even played a game yet, and or a regular season game, and there's already like, well, he may be playing. So that's a little, of course, we our best offensive backup on the offensive line is Eichenberg. That's crazy to say, and he's not available. He's out. So, how are you feeling about James Daniels possibly not being available for Miami?
It's worrisome because I think we talked before about this. We talked about the Dolphins were one play away from Liam Eichenberg being in the lineup, and he's not even there. So it's worse than we can imagine that the offensive line is so thin. Daniels, of course, coming from an Achilles injury, that's rough because that he might be overcompensating with an ankle, with a knee. That's where big injuries happen. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully they take it easy with him. But the problem is they cannot afford to take it easy with him because the offensive line is so thin. So hopefully we find a way to squeak by this game and find another day. But it's worrisome for sure. The offensive line, our biggest fears are basically coming in reality right now. So it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. And then you go, we'll see how Austin Jackson does. He is projected to start. He's projected to play this game, which is great news for the Dolphins. Great news for Tua. Protects the blind side. But how healthy is he? We'll see. Defense, Chop, Sealer, Benito Jones, Bradley Chubb. That's your D-line right now. You got Jordan Brooks, Dotson, and Jalen Phillips as your linebackers. Jack Jones will be and Storm Duck are your starting corners. Ashton Davis and Minka, your starting safeties. And Jason Marshall, the rookie out of Florida, is your starting nickel.
Yes.
Any surprises there?
Not really. The defense is what basically we expect them to be. Of course, the Dolphins again thing at cornerback. Ashton Davis playing actually is kind of a surprise because he came back from that injury very quickly. He came back earlier than anyone probably expected. That's the only surprise I can see in the sideline right now. But again, I'm worried about the corners. Jack Jones, he likes to go for the ball, as you all know. So as you know very well, it is what the pass rush has to be key. They have to find a way to be creative with the pass rush to overcompensate for the lack of great cornerback play that we had in recent years. So the difference, but other than Ashton Davis, I have no I have no surprises in the lineup. So.
All right. So let's look at some of these injuries. D. Eskridge has a concussion. He's listed as questionable. James Daniels, questionable. We talked about him, ankle. Ethan Bonner is out. Jalen Wright out, of course. And then you got Darren Waller out. He's been ruled out for the game. He's not doubtful. He's been ruled out. So there you go, actually.
Was he ever in?
Because I know. Was he ever in? I don't think so. But yeah, there you go. So right now, as we know, and this won't be the last time you see me and Sammy before the game. We will be live tomorrow morning for the first episode of the Miami Dolphins pregame show, the Fins Talk pregame show with Finstanza. Holy moly, is it about to get loud in here? It's going to be fun. And I may have to do a show before that show. So I may be 9 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. and then 11 a.m. I got East Head Street Boys and then pregame show.
Oh, wow.
So I may just start pregame show early with Alex and me just talking life and then getting talking.
The cafecito has to be very early tomorrow because, Alex and you with the cafecito has to go very early.
Yeah, I'm going to be drinking that. Dude. I'm going to be hitting it hard. But it's all good. Let's say Patrick Paul versus Latu and AJ versus Pay. Yeah, man. It's going to be very interesting. For tomorrow, and an injury report we see here. Gone over that again. Darren Waller out. He was never in. Does he end up just quitting it out and not showing up, or does he get a couple games? Do we see that one catch where we see that glimpse like we did with OBJ? It was like, oh, there he is. We got him, and oh, he's gone again.
Catch two drops and he's out.
That's right. And so, I'll say this. Let's, instead of looking at the negative part of it, let's look at the positive or the optimistic part of it.
Okay.
Darren Waller's out. He was never in. Julian Hill, Tanner Connor. Now's the time. This is it. show up and show out. This is your opportunity. It's week 1. You're probably going to get this whole season to show something. Make something of this, because if you do nothing for this whole season, you've shown nothing. You will end up being nothing. This is their chance. So obviously the Dolphins love Tanner Connor and Julian Hill. They keep bringing them back, and you hear some of the players talking about how great they are and how, or in the locker room and all that. Now's the time to show it, because you could be an awesome practice player. You could be an awesome buddy. But if you don't produce on the field during a game, there's not much we could do for you. So that's what I'll say. I'm looking forward to seeing the growth out of that tight end room with those two guys.
Actually, if you ask me, my man then it has an unhealthy love for Julian Hill, because every single game, Julian Hill is going to have either a motion penalty, a drop, a false start. They keep saying he's gifted. He was from a small school, not drafted. So they, if you ask me, they have a very unhealthy love with Julian Hill, because everything. I remember more the plays that he's done something wrong than basically the plays that he's done something right. But that's the way it is. When you're a blocking tight end, that you only notice when you do something like that. But tomorrow is going to be a huge test for him, because he's going to be needed against Latu and that's pass rush. The offensive line being the way it is, they're going to have to find a way to block and help with the tight end. So tomorrow is going to be a big test for him for sure.
It is. And so you said that did Pharaoh Brown get picked up? He did get picked up.
No, I mean the one who was traded with the Russell Wilson. Maybe the chat can help me out. He was traded to the Seattle Seahawks in the Russell Wilson trade. He was got this Noah Fant. I think that's it.
Noah. Oh yes, he got picked up. Yes, no, yeah, he's got it.
With the Bengals, and he went to the business for the Dolphins, and he signed with the Bengals. That would have made a huge difference for that tight end room. I don't know why they find a way to spend the money, but
they look for everybody other than that. But it is what it is.
Maybe they can trick for Mike Gesicki. Who knows?
Oh my goodness! Oh, Miss Finns would love that.
I know a couple of female Dolphins fans are going to be very happy about that, but I'm not a huge fan of Mike Gesicki, because he's going to get me. He's going to block me, because he doesn't like the criticism. He blocks everybody. He knows to criticize.
He loves blocking people.
He
can't block a defender, but he can block you.
Exactly. I used to love Mike Gesicki to the fact that he catches the ball and he sinks like a stone. He doesn't have any yards of the catch. He catches and he's gonna go down. So that's why my love for Mike Gesicki started whining when he could not get any yards after the catch.
Let me see.
Hey, Adrian. Adrian probably is getting ready for Too Raw for SmackDown, who starts at 1 p.m. So thank you for joining us, Adrian.
Yeah, man, Adrian. There's plenty to talk about. SmackDown was awesome yesterday, all the way around. I mean, John Cena versus Sami Zayn.
That was epic. I didn't watch last night, but that was unexpected. I have to find a way to watch that.
It was unexpected, and but they put on a show, and then of course Lesnar showed up, and tore them both up, and then of course the big surprise. Do you know what happened yesterday? I don't want to spoil it now. Now I got to.
No, I saw the highlights. I haven't seen it, but I saw the highlights.
Oh, and then of course the most non-surprise was AJ Lee returning. Punk's wife.
Oh, wow.
10 years. And you know what, though? Shout out to AJ Lee and same thing, though, with all of them. I mean, you think of Trish Stratus and AJ Lee and Nikki Bella, when they're out of the game for so long and they come back and they're in phenomenal shape. Absolutely. Like when you see the guys come back, a lot of time you're like, damn, put a shirt on. Like the girls come back, they stay in phenomenal shape. And she looked like she was still like she just left yesterday.
Yes.
It was ridiculous, And so shout out to them, man. Let me see if I could find this very quick, because I started opening it and my computer was being slow. But see, if I could find that here.
Cadbury out there on the chat. Let me see who's over here. While you check on that, I'm gonna start saying I'm talking about your next topic. There no throwbacks this year.
Thank you.
I love the throwbacks. Personally, my favorite throwback is the early 90s, late 80s Dan Marino look with the dolphin, with a complete dolphin over here, and that's my favorite throwback. But I love the throwbacks, but uh, I want them to wear the throwbacks as much as possible. But I'm talking about unhealthy love for things. Our fan base has an unhealthy love for criticizing the logo, criticizing the uniforms and stuff. Uh, it's disappointing that the Dolphins are not going to have the throwbacks this year, too. At least for a game, Christmas week or Thanksgiving week against the Saints, that would have been awesome. But you know, they compensate with having those black unis, so that those black unis look sharp. If you ask me for all the uniforms they made for the rivalries, I think the Dolphins one is the best. People somehow love the one with the Bills. For me, it looks like Kentucky or some kind of high school team. Sorry, Bills fans, but I'm not huge on the uniform, or the rivalries uniform for the Bills. But we're gonna not have those throwbacks, but we're gonna have those black uniforms. So it is what it is. La verde por la madura, like we say in Spanish. Sometimes you beggars can be choosers. So we got a gray uniform, for Monday Night Football. So for one year that we will have the throwbacks, we're gonna have to learn how to live with it.
Yeah, I love when they wear the throwbacks.
Me too.
And again, I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I hate the new uniform. It's not really new anymore, but I hate the current uniform. I can't say whatever. It is what it is. It's our uniform.
Tweak it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's my it's the team uniform. It's cool. It's our uniform. And I am, though, I'll just say this, full disclosure, I am the 2002 Dolphin logo uniform. That's my team.
The Jimmy Johnson logo.
Yes, dude. Like, I play Madden, and I just took over the Dolphins right now, and I simulate what I do. What I do. I'll simulate 2 years. I make sure I put the right drafts in, so we get the right rookies, right? But I do 2 years, and then I'll do an extra year, and then I'll check the Dolphins record, and if they're great, then I won't touch them. I'll jump on another crappy team. If they're doing horrible, okay. Oh my God, I won the lottery somehow, and now I'm a billionaire. And guess what, Stephen Ross? I'm going to purchase the Dolphins. I've taken over the Dolphins. Tua's still there. All right, well, what did Tua do last year? Only had 20 touchdowns, 3 picks. We only played 13 games. All right, well, this has been 7 years later. We're going to make some moves. So I start trading. I'll start catching up draft picks. But, once I have my roster set, you know what uniform I usually play with? Is the Jimmy Johnson uniforms, the Dave Wannstedt uniforms. And I just love those damn things. And in Monday Night Football, I'll put the orange one on when AJ Feely wore it that one time. You remember those years? And
yeah,
so anyway, absolutely. I wish those would come back one game or two or forever. And I wouldn't hate for the throwbacks to be permanent. But here's my thing to this, because there is a little bit of a ruckus with everybody. No throwbacks. I want a throwback. Blah, 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 blah. And you said unhealthy obsession. I'm with you on that.
Yes.
I just say this. Just win, baby. That's it. In the words of the great Al Davis, Raiders owner, just win, baby. I don't care what you're wearing. Just win the game. Because we wore the throwbacks for all the games. Sammy, we won all those games, and we were wearing the throwbacks. No, I'm sorry, we wore the throwbacks last year. That's amazing. How many games did we win? 4. Oh, well, does it matter? You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah, I want to at least bring it Christmas game, wear the throwbacks. But absolutely. It's okay if they don't.
I can't even understand why they're trying to keep them special, because in any way of life, you sometimes you forget what to appreciate good things. So if we started using it, they become part of the uniform regularly. Eventually, hey brother, how you doing, Lou? Adrian, yeah. I have that in order somewhere.
I just ordered one. I just ordered one off eBay the other day. I wore it the other day, 34, but it wasn't stitched. It's what do you call it? Matte, prison, but yeah, I just love it.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be though. The uniform, if you ask me about the current uniform, I'm not mad about it. I would like to scream more Miami into it, I would like the Dolphins font. Yes, I don't like that because that doesn't seem like anything
It's
Miami.
generic. It's generic.
It's very generic, very industrial. It's not very Miami. That for me, that's a mistake. I will put I will put the logo in here and some kind of stripe that resemble like the neon Miami. So some more personality, and the white face mask. I'm not huge believer. I don't like the white face mask. Other than that, I'm okay with the uniform. I have learned to learn the logo.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Okay, if you were the owner, Sammy, you play tic-tac-toe with Steven Ross or something, or what's this called? Paper, scissors, rock. Paper, scissors, rock. I mean, just
paper, scissors,
just did not look good.
I'm not gonna pound Steven Ross. We're gonna get blackmailed, brother. What are you doing with that?
Yeah,
you're gonna do a file on the Dolphins quarterback. You and me that we wanted to pound Steven Ross. We don't want that.
Paper, scissors, rock. Let's say you do paper, scissors, rock, and you win.
Yes.
And you bet, hey, if I win, I get the Dolphins ownership. You're the owner now.
Yes.
What's the first decision you make on the uniforms? Do you keep the current ones and you just say just win, or you're like, no, you're gonna make it to you put a uniform. Which uniform is it going to be? Throwbacks, current. Jimmy Johnson.
To be honest, if I will probably I'm the owner of the Dolphins. I have two choices. I can say I'm gonna be magnificent. I'm gonna listen to the fan base, and we're gonna go back to the universe. Or I can do the same thing every single Dolphins over that has ever done. Wayne Huizenga, Steven Ross. I'm gonna have my own kind of logo, kind of uniform. That basically I'm the one who picked that because I'm the owner. I can do whatever I want. I'm a billionaire, or I just own the Dolphins. So when you're the owner, that's your toy. Because believe it or not, when you own the team, that's your property. You can do whatever you want. This is not Green Bay, where basically everyone, the fans own the team. When you are the owner, the reality is that's corporate America for you there, everywhere. If you own it, you're gonna do what you think is the best. So I will probably change the uniform, but I will make it resemble what I want. Of course, if you ask me, the NFL is leaving a lot of money on the table. I know it's only 17 games, but soccer does so many alternate uniforms every single year. College football, as you know, look at Oregon, so many great uniforms. Even baseball right now, the Braves even had one a couple of years with stripes. They leaving money on the table. Of course, with the rivalry's uniform, they're basically testing the waters because not every single team has a rivalry uniform. They started with us. We were lucky about that. But if I was on another team, I would probably change. I would probably find a way to get the league to find some way to add other uniforms, probably an third uniform, and to have a throwback every single year we wanted them. But I would make some changes, but I would probably not go back to the 1966 uniform. That basically it's not even my favorite uniform. If you ask me, my favorite uniform is the one that Dan Marino used in the 80s, early 90s. That with the big logo and the stripes, with those posters in the late 80s, early 90s with Marino in the Corvette, and that uniform, that was chef kiss, brother.
I like it. Oh man,
I'm making myself. I know a lot of kids in the. What is you talking about? Google it up. You'll see so many great posters of the Marino in that uniform. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Sammy used to look at that on his college dorm. That poster.
I used to have that poster. I bought a JC Penney so many years ago.
You see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, we had a whole wall poster in our room. Is a agent, but it was Ricky Williams, a whole wall one from top to bottom. My brother Nick was like proud of it too, and and who wouldn't? And then my brother Harrison, it was a fight, and it got destroyed. But anyway,
I used to have I'm a Braves fan for sure. I used to have a Deion Sanders poster with a Brave, a Dan Marino poster, and an Ultimate Warrior poster. Those were my posters because I've always been a huge Ultimate Warrior fan. So that was my poster.
Ultimate Warrior, man. Can't go wrong with the Warrior. See, but yeah, for me, again, I'm all about just win. I understand, like, if I had the power, like, again, I don't have really any issue with the current uniform. I'm cool with it. It's what it is. There are some things that change. I'm with you. I'm cool with it. I'm like, I'd add a stripe, the stripes here to kind of give that vibe. You could do a lot with this, a lot with the current uniform, where to kind of honor past uniforms, it was while still keeping the Stephen Ross touch, because I think that's why it's still the uniform, because Stephen Ross chose this. You know, it's his team.
Yes.
We're just fans of it. So, but if I'm running the team, yeah, either the throwbacks would be made permanent, because I think when the Buffalo Bills went to their throwbacks, they went to their throwback theme uniforms and went back to that. I love that. I think that's the coolest look. So I would definitely consider strongly going back to just the throwbacks, or just piss everybody off it because it's my team. Go back to the 2002 logo and uniforms, maybe with a little bit of a spicy touch. But man, come on, tell them there's nothing better. On YouTube, you could watch every 2002 game right now with those uniforms, and I just love watching them. That's why. Yeah, there you go, Daniel. Daniel, in the words of the great,
I have somewhere Tua Tagovailoa jersey on that uniform.
Do you really?
Yes, I found this site that used to have that, and they had a custom, and I ordered very quickly, and it got here. It's too big for me, but I have to. I'll send you a picture, but I have that uniform to do it. I go to jersey. Actually, it looks kind of good. I gotta tell you that.
Oh,
but after that, they deleted it, and I've never seen it anywhere to that.
That's the thing. I have to find a site that does that, because I want to get one with that uniform, that jersey, whether it's the teal or the white, and I want to put Bobby Finstock on there. Like, I want that jersey, you know. But I know it's hard. That's the one thing about the Dolphins that they suck at with currently is that jersey and that logo. You know, they don't feature it enough, but it is what it is. But like, you know, in the words of the great Al Davis, just win. I don't care what you're wearing. Black, white, blue, you know, oldies, newbies, don't care. When you win, we're going to love that uniform. Go back to when they wore on the October 23rd, 2000. Shut up, Russ. It's probably a Jets win. What a dunce. He's coming in here. Random Jets fan.
The Jumbo Elliott game, probably. Oh, that game. I hated that game, bro.
And, you know, this is something, you know, I saw on Twitter, and I was kind of a little flabbergasted. And I was going to start tweeting something, and then I said, nah, not interested in tweeting. And everybody else did the tweeting anyway. But when I saw that, I was just saying to myself, you know, it was at Sporting News. Yeah, the Sporting News, Twitter, put out their NFL quarterback rankings. And this was by Vinny Iyer. Sports Nations or Sporting News is.
I was right on Russ on that. That's the Jumbo Elliott game for sure.
Oh, there you go. So they released their QB rankings. And as you see, there's correct. Tua is the 28th ranked quarterback out of 32. And I will just say this before I read the names of these rankings. I don't care if you love him, you like him, you dislike him, or you hate him as a Dolphins quarterback or as a quarterback. There is no way on God's green earth that Tua is the 28th best quarterback in the NFL. There is no way. I'm sorry. There is no way you could convince me that he is the 28th best quarterback. And that goes, and that even for the haters, okay, the guys that are like, dude, this guy's not a franchise quarterback. He can't stay healthy. He loses in the big games, even though the Dolphins as a whole lose in the big games. And yes, he's a part of it. We know he throws the bad interceptions. Shit happens. But I'm saying is, you could be that guy. You could be the guy that says that Tua sucks, and still say, there's no way, dude, he's the 28th best quarterback. Okay. I'm going to read off the names here. And let me see. Pat Mahomes is number 1.
Yes, that's for sure.
Lamar Jackson, 2.
Absolutely.
Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts at 5. Jaden Daniels at 6.
What a minute. Jalen Hurts, a couple of years ago, there were fans who were criticizing wanting him out of Philadelphia. So that's how quickly things changed. Let's give some perspective sometimes.
It
Before
is.
he was a Super Bowl champion in Philadelphia, there were people on talk radio everywhere in Philadelphia calling for his head. I know Philly's
Yeah.
Philly, and Philly's it doesn't have too much patience, but that's how quickly things change. You have to win, and the perspective changes on everybody. I'm sorry, but please keep going.
Sorry, let's see. Let's be honest. Looks more like well, and while the team has been playing like Moby. Sorry. Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy is 7, Baker Mayfield 8, Justin Herbert 9, Jared Goff 10, Caleb Williams 11, Bo
Why?
Nix.
What?
Yep.
That's my first stop of the list, because there's no way you can say Caleb Williams as of right now. Well,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
with the body of work, come on,
makes no sense.
no sense.
Bo Nix is 12. Dak Prescott 13, Jordan Love 14, CJ Stroud 15.
No, wait again. Isn't Jordan Love the highest quarterback paid in the NFL right now? I don't see the media anywhere criticizing that.
Nope.
That's another thing that gets me mad. I don't say Jordan Love is a bad quarterback. He's very good. But could you imagine if he was in Miami and he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? He was ranked 14 or 15. The media will be going nuts.
I know. CJ Stroud 15, Kyler Murray 16, Trevor Lawrence 17, 18 Drake May, Aaron Rodgers at 19, Matt Stafford 20. And now you go to 21, Sam Darnold.
Matt Stafford 20?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's just
I know.
crazy.
Sam Darnold 21, Geno Smith 22, Russell Wilson 23, Justin Fields 24, Bryce Young 25, JJ McCarthy, who has not even played a football season, is 26, Michael Penix 27, Tua Tagovailoa 28. Cam Ward, Joe Flacco, Daniel Jones, Spencer Rattler round out the final run here. So I'm sorry. Again, you could love him, you could hate him, you could be whatever on Tua. There is no way that he should be below Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, Geno Smith, Justin Fields, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix. I mean, I just don't see again. So let me see. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
It's just a start. But you know what?
7, 8,
I've noticed is that the
10.
media knows that we sometimes can be a little fickle as a fan base, and if they can poke us, we're gonna
I know
take offense into
but
things, and they're gonna make the article whatever was relevant, because we get we get up on ours very quickly when it comes to
and everybody has a right to believe whatever they want to believe. I mean, but this is like this exactly. There's at least, I would say, if he's 10 guys better in this than on this list, 10 guys. And if you just want to play, okay, well, what about this? Okay, then what? There's no way he's below JJ McCarthy or Michael Penix. There's no way. Bryce Young, there's no way.
Penix has done nothing.
Justin Fields, there's no way.
Justin Fields, no, come on.
He should be at least. And then you could argue with the whatever everybody else, but at least those other guys that I mentioned before, Williams, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May. I would even say Rodgers, because Rodgers wasn't nothing last year, but Rodgers, Geno, Russell, Justin Fields, Bryce Young, McCarthy, and Penix. You can argue he's above all those guys. If you put him in front of all those guys, that's at least 10 or 11 spots above. Then you can argue the West, but that's bullshit. That's crap, man. I mean, my goodness.
And it's about, if it's about based on performance, there's no way you can tell me those guys are doing. No way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, tell me, how are you ranking that? Like, I would let somebody argue, like, to make your prove it. Like, tell me how that works out. Because maybe if after you describe it, I go, okay, I see your point. But there's no real logical way you could tell me that makes sense.
And Tua has been at least 2 seasons being part of the MVP conversation. I'm not saying he's a MVP caliber at the end of the season kind of player, but he's been part of the MVP conversation at least in two years. None Absolutely. Of those guys have ever been in the conversation for most valuable player of the NFL. None of them. None of them.
No, he's been in the conversation. He's played at that level, not the whole time. He's not the end, but he's had played at. There's times where you go, that's an MVP caliber player right there. There's that potential. Absolutely. So
yes.
All right.
It's just the way to you do that. You find a way to make the controversial article of people, and we know that the media eats that things right up, because you're gonna have the local media saying, "Oh, the national media thinks Tua is the 28th ranked player in the NFL," and just start poking it with that. When they basically also help to the perception of the Dolphins. That one of the reasons the national media believes the Dolphins are not going to be good this year is because the way the local media has protected the Dolphins all season. So they're reflections. So they basically they feed one another. But it's just absurd if you to think Tua will be the 20th ranked quarterback in the NFL. Just absurd.
And it gives and what it does too. So I guess thank you for some. Gives some content creators content. It's like, oh, here, that's a show right there. Yeah, man, we could do a whole show on is Tua of the 28th best quarterback and go quarterback by quarterback. Yeah, my brother does that. Harrison, he'll call me randomly and he'll go, Bobby, okay, is so and so. He gives me. He'll go Tua or Pat Mahomes. And I have to pick. Who would you take? I gotta take Pat Mahomes. Tua and
for sure.
And this guy. The Tua and this guy. Tua. Really? That's a great little game that we've played. Curious about running. My local town is, or the local party here, or whatever. It keeps saying, I don't know where they got my info. It's like, are you interested in running for office? It's like, not right now. No. I got so many things to do. It's like, that's all I need. Are you
gonna have a politics show on FTSN, Bobby? Come on.
Yeah. I gotta do it all. I'll do it all. Between coaching my son in basketball, work, network.
That'll be interesting.
Running for an office. I'll be doing a show from my office. My angry constituents. Like, I'm sorry, I lowered your tax. Give me a second. Anyway, but anyway, I don't know where they got the info, but they know who I am. And all right, so now to tomorrow's game. Football is here. Dolphins football is less than 24 hours away. Guess what? You'll be seeing a lot more of me and Sammy, not just tomorrow, but throughout the season. Sammy and I will be here about this time again. Probably in these same seats right here, but with Finstanza getting ready for game 1 against the Colts. We're going to get you all good and ready. Now, I will say that I might be on a little earlier than the regular time, because we're usually on at 11 a.m. Eastern time for the pregame show, getting you ready for the Dolphins and whoever they're playing against. But I'm supposed to do a show Thursday night. I've been sick. I texted Alex. Alex, my brother, do you mind? He's like, you don't have to worry about me, bro. We're good. Let's do Sunday morning like Newman. I went, all right, cool. And I went, oh, shoot, wait. But I was like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I'll do 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern, East Texture Boys. And then I'll 11 a.m. Eastern, roll right into Finn's Talk pregame show with Sammy and Evan. Then we'll wrap that up. We'll enjoy some Dolphins football. The Dolphins will win it out for Ralphie Boy back here. And then we will go. I'll set the episode up. Then I will go to church, do my job there, and praise and worship. And then after there, come home and then listen to Evan scream for an hour and a half. I am so looking forward to that. But before we get there, we're here. And we are now to make our big, bold predictions for tomorrow's game. Sammy, I I do appreciate you stepping in and stepping up, bro, to come in here and do the show with me today. I know you weren't prepared. You were prepared to watch. You weren't prepared to participate. But I know you, like
Always
me,
watching.
you're ready to go. Always ready to go. So, if you may, sir, can you give me 3 big, bold predictions for tomorrow's game?
Oh boy, 3 bold predictions. Okay. One, we're not gonna get a corner interception tomorrow, but we're gonna get a Minka Fitzpatrick interception. I do believe that Minka is gonna make his presence felt in the first game of the season, so I'm expecting a Minka Fitzpatrick interception in week 1 for sure. You have one, Bobby?
Yeah, I got 3. But I guess I'll go one. You go another.
Exactly. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Okay, back and forth. Then back and forth. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
more time to think about it.
That's fine. I'm cool with it. I'm rolling. I'm going to say the first one for me would be Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Chop Robinson each get a sack tomorrow.
Wow. That's huge.
Each one get a sack tomorrow.
That's huge. If that happens, we are winning because I have to throw in 3 touchdowns to the tomorrow at Indianapolis. That's my bold prediction. And they're not according to myself, they're not getting a rushing touchdown, but they're getting 3 to a touchdown.
Okay, so that's your prediction.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna follow that one up. I'm gonna say that Tua will throw 2 touchdowns to Tyreek Hill tomorrow.
Wow.
2 TDs for Tyreek. So I follow up your 3 touchdown performance for Tua. I lower it. I put it 2, but it's 2 to Tyreek. Tyreek gets 2 touchdown receptions.
Let me think. Now I have to think of the third one. Well, it's not so bold, but my third one would be that no tight end is going to catch a touchdown tomorrow at the game because, again, I don't expect a huge portion of the game to go to and to go to the tight ends. But I would expect Malik Washington to basically get some catches. I expect even from more than 4 catches for Malik tomorrow. They're going to concentrate so much on Tyreek and Waddle that I expect a huge win. They're going to use Malik the same way they used Jonas Smith last year. He's going to catch basically a lot of balls tomorrow. So I expect more than 4 catches for Malik Washington tomorrow. Maybe even a touchdown. Who knows?
There you go. DSG has 31-17 Colts. I just saw that pop in. Daniel says Miami 28, Colts 24. Jack Jones a pick 6. Chop gets 2 sacks. Big day for Malik. I love it. Nice. 31-20, 30 to 21. Crazy Dolphins. Let's see. Yes, from here. And then so my final big bold prediction. You say no rushing touchdowns tomorrow.
No, sir.
I say we will have 1 rushing touchdown tomorrow, and that will be scored by Ollie freaking Gordon. Ollie freaking Gordon will get his first career touchdown, rushing it in the end zone. Because Miami's going to win in the air, on the ground. They'll always be in control. And when you say Miami, we're talking Super Bowl. Those are our big, bold predictions. Absolutely. But in order to get to that victory, if it wants to pop up for me, there it is. Let's talk about our keys to a week 1 victory. For me, offensive firepower. That's 1. Miami, you got weapons. Tyreek, Waddle, Malik, Devon Achen now. Miami is enough to go back to what they were really good at a certain time. I think they can't start the game slow. They need to come out on fire. Big plays, set the tone. You don't have to play like that the whole game, but you need to start like that early. Offensive firepower.
Yes.
And number two,
And
go ahead, go ahead.
and the lead, Bobby, because if when you're playing a dome, you better get that lead early, but you better quiet
100%.
the crowd, because if not, that the snowball effect that the Dolphins always get, that something goes wrong, and the snowball effect that Mariana just can't control. So it will be huge for the Dolphins to start with
absolutely, and you set the tone, you control the environment, and you because once you're ahead, it's hard to come up, because that's how Miami is. If you could score a couple touchdowns, like I say, 2 to Tyreek, I want to hear. I don't know if he's calling the game tomorrow, but I know I'll say it when I see that error, and I could see Tyreek way off, and I see that ball going over, and I go, he has hell. I want to see that. I want to hear it. But the second one is the same part of the offense, running the ball. Take advantage of the run game. I know we don't have Jalen Wright. When he gets there, I do believe Wright will be a part of this offense, and I think he'll offer something to it. But I think Ollie Gordon will have firm grasp of this rotational run game with Devon Achane. It's going to open up opportunities for Devon Achane. But I'm hoping that Miami has established the run game. They have to establish the run game here, where yes, offensive firepower, but that doesn't take away from the run game. You got to keep that. You got to keep it on it. You got to make sure the opposing defense with DeForest Buckner and company, that they're watching for Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon. Maybe get those guys to choke up a little bit and then catch them over the top. And secondly, and the third key to the game for me, that defensive line, it needs to eat. Feed. I said Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips all get a sack tomorrow. Okay, I didn't include Zach Sealer. Doesn't mean he's not going to get one. But I'm going to say those three get a sack. They're going to eat. The D-line eats. And the secondary get the scraps. Let the D-line be the lion, and the secondary are hyenas. They eat the scraps. And the scraps are INTs. Let's get an INT tomorrow. So I want to see that. Those are my 3 keys to victory, Sammy. Do you have anything different or want to respond to those?
For me, the biggest key is finding a way to run the ball. They had to keep them honest. They had to get that to move the safety in the box, because that's the only way that Tyreek is going to find a way to go deep and Water to go deep, and that changes the complete offense. But Daniel has to find a way to do that. He did not find a way last year. I know the offensive line has problems, and Tua has the quickest release, but if you don't have time to throw the ball, you cannot throw it deep. So they have to find a way to run the ball, to keep them honest, and that's going to change the whole depth. Bobby Stowick was brought to Miami to find a way to help McDaniel as a passing coordinator to open the passing game again. So it's key for the Dolphins to run it, for the passing game to drive. So hopefully tomorrow, I'm not saying they're going to have a huge run game, but they have to keep pounding. They have to keep them honest. They have to keep trying to run the ball at least. But Daniel cannot do what he always does, that he falls in love with the passing game, and he falls in love with the fast car, as we talked so many times on Fins TV. That is sometimes McDaniel throwing the ball to Tyreek on every single play that should have been a running play. So hopefully tomorrow he stays true to himself as a former running game coordinator, and he finds a way to run the ball and keep the Colts honest. Bobby.
There you go. Love it. I love it. All right. Now, finally, we're going to have to repeat ourselves, because we will be on tomorrow for the pregame show.
We'll do that.
But we'll do it again here. Sammy, I'm just asking you straight up. Do the Fins win?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I had the Dolphins.
It's got me nervous.
I have the Dolphins winning by a field goal. I've been all over the 27-24, the 24-21. Thank you, Gracie Dolphin. But
Appreciate you,
I'm gonna go with 24-21 on this run. I was expecting probably a little bit more scoring, but as of right now, 24-21 makes a lot of sense for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair game. I mean, I would hope. I'm going to say this. Yes, the Fins win tomorrow. To me, there is no way they lose. They shouldn't lose. Everyone's available. Most everyone. Yeah. Tua's playing. That's the I got this jersey when Tua was drafted. And so I don't really wear my Tua jersey too much, but I have it. And I've worn it bits and pieces, but I wore it today because this season hinges. First off, Daniel's not wrong when he says it's not all on Tua. This is a team game. 100%. 100%. That's why when people go, oh, Tua can't win the big games. Well, neither can the team. Matt McDaniel can't coach a big game. We've seen that. The whole team has to grow and has to grow a pair and win. Tua has shown some growth in leadership by the way he's responded to Tyreek Hill. But I'll tell you what, while Daniel is right that it's bigger than the team, it's not all on Tua, right? And the Tua discussion becomes into play again at the end of the season. Is he the guy you continue to move forward with? But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where it starts and ends with Tua. Obviously, if he makes the mental breaks, throws an interception, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. But it's the injuries. Because if Tua goes down, this season rides and dies with Tua. Because if he goes down, then the season most likely is a wrap. Unless Quinn Ewers steps up and steps in and becomes oh my gosh, it's a savior. There's no saving the season without Tua. So that's why I wore this today. The Dolphins do win tomorrow. They win 24-13. I think there's no hating on your score because I know there's a lot of people go, we better not lose to Daniel Jones. I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I think Daniel Jones you got to play smart with him. He could beat you with his arm in certain instances, and he could beat you with his legs. That's why again, D-line eats and feast and let the secondaries get the scraps. That means 13 points. That's what I got. I got 13 points. Interesting. That's right, DSG. I'm an interesting person, and you know that, DSG. You know that. So, but exactly. Crazy Dolphin. Josh Allen is a Temu version of Daniel Jones is a Temu version of Josh Allen. It's like a almost but not great dollar store. When you used to go to a dollar store when you were a kid, you take your kids or you go with your parents to the dollar store, and they go, you could buy one toy and it's these, rip-offs of G.I. Joes and everything. And then you realize when you grew up, like, oh, they were cheap. That's what Josh, and not saying he's going to beat you. Just saying that he could. But anyway,
the Dolphins always have problems with mobile quarterbacks. With two tight ends,
absolutely,
and mobile quarterbacks, the history said the Dolphins always had trouble. And basically, that's what we expect tomorrow. We're gonna have a mobile quarterback who's gonna stand plays and a lot of two tight ends from the Colts. So it's gonna be a test for sure.
It's absolutely going to be a test. And Miami has, against Tyler Warren and company. But that's why let that D-line eat. Force Daniel Jones out of the pocket. Force him to throw a bad ball, and hopefully Minka, as you said, gets an INT, or maybe, hey, Jason Marshall. What if Marshall gets that INT? That would be a pretty thing to see. Bobby, the Die Bar podcast in the house. Great to see you. Yeah, man. So that is our week 1 game prediction. Again, I shout out to Sammy for hopping on over with me impromptu. We were supposed to be on together tomorrow. We will be on together tomorrow.
Yes,
the Dolphin coverage on FTSN does not end. Tomorrow, starting, well, let's say right now, East Country Boys more than likely will be on. I'm going to double check with Alex, but for sure pregame will be. So let's say East Country Boys live Dolphins pregame coverage starts with East Country Boys at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and following that that will be me and Alex. Alex the boy. That's what we called him growing up, Sammy, because my sister Alex and then Alex was our neighbor. So you had Alexandra or Alex, and then you had Alex the boy. So when we say that, it's so funny, And then,
I'm sure he loves that.
Oh yeah, that's the way it was. Well, I was, Bobby El Gringo, the Gringo,
Oh, Bobby El Gringo, that I know.
Yeah, that's where I got that from. But here it's funny. I'm Gringo in Miami, and then I'm the Hispanic here, and it's like it's what it is. I remember the girl asked me, when you and your wife argue, you guys argue in your language? I'm like, I'm sorry. I was our language?
With my former wife, I used to speak in Spanish and find Spanish all the time. I was going to say my last name, for you don't know this, Bobby, but my last name is Chico. So can you imagine that, Chico being my last name? Everybody go, Chico, Chico, Chico. I'm like, what? So I cannot. If I was over there, I would be you're a Gringo and I'm a Chico, so that would be quite a pair.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, man, we would have been best buds down in Hialeah, my man. Like, yo, Chico. That's Scott Hall, dude. There you go. That's your dude.
Chico, man. Hello to the
Melendez is my last name, but people used to
Yes.
say Menendez. Oh, would you murder your parents? I'm like, ha 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 ha. I hear that shit all the time. The Menendez brothers. It's like, man, whatever. But anyway,
That sounds really quite a ride.
yeah, it was. Anybody want to find anything? But Sammy and I will be back on here tomorrow for the Miami Dolphins Fins Talk pregame show. Sammy, myself, and Stanza. We'll be talking about we'll be talking about game inactives. We'll talk about all the hot rumors. We're going to go around the league. We're going to predict the games. Sammy's Pick'em League, Fins TV Pick'em League is in full swing. I mean, my goodness, anybody and everybody to know, and Dolphins fandom in the Twitterverse and the content creatorverse is in there. Every time I look, somebody else has popped in. I loved. I mean, it's only 2 games in, but I love being there. I'm in like the final 4 of undefeateds.
You want the undefeated. I think we have Ashley 305 Sports Babe undefeated. Eddie Chapo, my co-host on Fin TV Plus, still undefeated. Antoine Staley from the University of Luz. Ace Perheads. Curtis is still undefeated.
There you go.
Houts, you remember Houts?
Yes.
From all over. He's been in hiatus kind of for the recent time on X, but he's kind of back. And of course, you, Bobby, you're the last of the Mohicans of the undefeated one. So we'll have to wait and see. There's still full layoff games, all the games tomorrow and the game on Monday. So everything changes. Of course, at the end of the day, that Monday night game is the one who breaks the tie, because the tiebreaker is based on the score of the Monday night game. So you might be, I don't know, 1 loss and someone else is 1 loss, and basically the deciding factor is going to be the score of the.
So my wife asked, Tatiana asked me yesterday, because I was laughing when I saw it. I was like, oh, what did they got defeated? It's only 2 games. And I said, look, you get this ring, and Manny got this.
Bobby's very proud of his ring.
Manny.
But Manny is very.
I will be. I'm gonna tell you, I'm on all the time. I'll be like this all the time. Anyway, guys, so with that big ass ring on my hand,
that's what he does. I've been told that's what Manny does. He goes everywhere. It's like, over there, I got.
No. But like, Tati goes. So what? When the next year you got to mail the next ring out. You got to mail the ring to other people. I go, no, I think you keep the ring. I was like,
so no. We're gonna have a brand new gold ring. I really designed the way it's gonna be this season. The champion keeps the ring. That's the way it should be. So it's not like the Stanley Cup where it gets passed down every single year to the winner. No, we're gonna have I already decided that's what it's part of our intro promo. So it's gonna be the theme is gonna be gold this year. So I don't know. It could be you, Bobby. Who knows? I'm in there. I'm in the game. I'm always playing, but I'm not allowed to be. I have not allowed myself to be in the standings or even play for it. So hopefully you have a very good chance to be at the end, because it's a long season, as you know, Bobby.
It's a long season, but it's a fun season, and it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to do with a group of people that you've interacted with a lot. There's some people you haven't interacted with, so just to be in that community, and it's an awesome community that Sammy has built and gotten together, and it's all fair. We all have a good time joking and everything else. But either if, guys, football is finally here. Tomorrow, when you wake up, like Christmas morning, we'll be preparing for a game day. So we will be honored, Sammy and myself, with Finstanza. If you would all join us tomorrow live here on FTSN for the Fins Talk pregame show, we'll be talking, of course, about the Dolphins and the Colts, and then going around the league and talking about what to prepare for this season. I'll have 3 shows tomorrow, starting with East 10th Street Boys. Unless Alex is like, dude, it's just, we're good.
You better save your boys, Bobby, because that's going to be a long day.
It is. I got 3 shows. Got East 10th Street Boys pre-game show, and then I got post-game show tomorrow. Win, lose, or draw. Sammy, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up, brother?
Just win, baby. Like you said, the important thing, and forget about the logo, forget about the uniforms, forget about everything. The important thing is to find a way to win tomorrow. We're going to know very early what the Dolphins are made of. I truly believe that the first game is going to tell a lot about the way the season is going to go. So we got to find a way to win tomorrow.
There you go. Go Dolphins. DSG, Crazy Dolphin, Cat in the Hat. Aladino, Daniel, Mudbone, Dive Bar Bobby. Let me see. I want to make sure. Kenna, great to see you, man. Just saw Ken in there. Crazy Dolphin. I'm gonna Sea Devil, Cap for Life. Oh man, there's so many people. Forgive me if I missed you, but guys, I want to thank everyone who's tuning in. We got almost 200 people watching live from
That's
around the wherever you're watching from, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If you're anywhere other than YouTube, hop on over here, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notifications bell. If you're watching this show post live, we appreciate you either way. Put in comments what you think about the Dolphins game tomorrow. What are your 3 bold predictions? Hit that subscription to FTSN as well. Hop on over to Finn's TV. Hit that subscribe button. You got great content with Finn, Sammy, and the crew. And then our friends in the content creatorverse, you got, the Finn's Faithful podcast. If you love Dolphins content, go check out the Finn's Faithful podcast with George and Jason Sarney. If you the Dive Bar, if you want to see some great player interviews, go check out Bobby and the crew over there. There at Miss Finn's. You got Rainy Day podcast. There's so many great content creators out there. Absolutely. If you're sick, and it's not a knock on the national media and none of that, but I'm just saying, if you're sick of turning on ESPN and watching that, whatever they call that now, or you want to try to read something or actually get your voice out there, you don't just want to read and listen to somebody yell at you and scream, check out these content creators. These guys know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about, and they're a fan just like you, and they work their asses off to put out great stuff. But that's the big thing that I love, is that we're all fans. I'm not a gatekeeping fan. If you hate the quarterback, you hate the quarterback. If you love the coach, you love the coach. We're just here to talk football, talk sports, and have a blast. So go check out those other content creators, like and subscribe. And if you're a Dolphins fan, most importantly, as always, fins up. We'll see you tomorrow.